Hi, everybody. Pawandeep Miloš guiding the way with tips on stammering will make your day. Pawandeep shares wisdom, Miloš adds flair. Together they'll teach you with patience and care. In episode 2, Pawandeep and Miloš speak on flexible speech for the confidence you seek. Okay,
Hi,
thank you.
Miloš. Hi,
Hi,
Miloš.
hi,
How are you
Pawandeep.
doing?
Great, as usual. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, the past week has been quite busy for me in lab. I'm doing research and everything. Yeah, but it's going on well, yeah.
Pretty busy with scientific work, right?
Yeah. When you
No
when you become
posts.
a scientist, you have to spend your time in lab.
Yeah,
But yes.
I totally get what you mean when I was on my master studies and on the job as
Hmm.
well. It's pretty tough. I am
Yeah.
sure that you will do just fine. So, everyone, welcome to the Unblock Your Stutter Podcast episode 2. And today we will cover two topics: stuttering in short, and also the flexible rate speech. So,
Yeah.
um,
So before we start, I can just basically say a bit on it. So people people who have stuttering issues, uh, there are a few methods or techniques that are usually done to actually become a fluent speaker. So today, as this will be our first real video, uh, for you guys, we are trying to, in short, explain what stuttering is, and then we will be also firstly giving you a short explanation on what flexible speech rate technique is. And then once we show you those slides, basically, both of us will then speak in that manner also for you guys to see.
yeah, and just one thing, I am sure that people with stammer have an idea what is stammering, but we are also presenting this
Yeah,
for the rest of the people that may
absolutely.
come that are not familiar. And also, at least for me, it meant a lot to also know the definition of stammering when I was stammering the hardest in my life. I'm sure you,
Absolutely.
Pavandeep, have the same case.
Yes. I think before anything can be improved in life, we have to have the knowledge of these five, or probably not five, but then these three questions: what, why, and how. So if we
Exactly.
know that,
You cannot fix a problem if you don't know the definition of the
yeah,
problem itself.
yes.
So, um,
Let's
so
begin,
we can
Milos.
start. I will share the slides. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Do you want me to put the slideshow or no
Yeah,
need?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. Um, okay, you can still see my screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so basically, we will present the stuttering in short. If you didn't know, guys, we have, let me take annotation. So this symbol is basically an official symbol for the Stuttering Awareness Day. So that's why I have inserted on the slide. So what is stuttering? Have some problem with okay. So first, I wanted to share the quote of Marie Curie. She was a Polish-French physicist and chemist. So nothing in life is to be feared. It's only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. So the first thing, guys, that you need to understand is that stammering is nothing to be afraid of. It is only to be understood. And then when we understood, we will fear less. What is stuttering or stammering? It is a speech disorder characterized by disruptions in the flow of speech. These disruptions can include repetitions of sounds, syllables, or words, as well as prolongations of sounds and blocks where the person is unable to produce sound at all. Basically, there isn't one thing that is blocked for each person the same. That's why it is put sounds, syllables, or words, and also the prolongations of sounds and block, where the speech articulators are blocked. People who stammer may also exhibit physical signs of struggle, such as facial tics, rapid blinking, like I did on the previous video, or texture in the face and upper body also, as they attempt to speak. The severity of stammering can vary widely from occasional difficulties with specific sounds or words to more pervasive challenges that affect nearly all aspects of speech. Basically, it's not only the mouth that is active while speaking, but your upper body, your diaphragm, face muscles, and everything is being included. So we must put awareness to it all. And stammering often begins in childhood, like in my case. Pawandeep, when did you start it? If you can remember. When did stammering started for you?
So for me also, it started pretty early.
Yeah. And it may continue into adulthood, like it's in our case, although some people outgrow it. The exact cause of stammering isn't fully understood, but it is believed to result from a combination of genetic, neurological, and environmental factors. So when someone says to you that he knows the cause of stammering, you should double check it because usually it's not true. It's not yet fully understood. Uh, People usually, when they start with speech therapy, they immediately ask how much time it will take. Well, It all depends on you, the person who stutters, but some estimations are that you need from 6 to 12 months and 20 to 40 minutes of everyday practice. Actually, I heard that on Stammering app, and that should be enough to speak normal in everyday situations. As you are aware, we are much longer in this Stammering app, so I'm not sure how much that statement is true. Only time will tell, like the title of the Enya song is, but be prepared for longer road. And like Jean Jacques Rousseau, I know that I am butchering the French name or Genovesian name. He was a philosopher, writer, and composer. He said, and I think it's true, that patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. When does stuttering occurs? During, well, I know that I said that we have the perception that we are stressful, but be aware that these are also unconscious things. So we are not consciously stressed, excited, or whatever in order to stutter, but they can exacerbate stammering, they can increase it. But it typically lessens when a person is relaxed, speaking alone, or engaging in activities like singing or whispering. And usually, when we try to put a certain image or appearance to other people in social events, it can also increase. So don't rush for other people. So this is when versus while. And how to help ourselves. Basically, speech therapy is commonly used to help manage stammering. So you go to speech therapist and he gives you the certain therapy and techniques to improve your speech fluency and reduce the psychological impact of the disorder. In our case, we will include the Unblock Your Stutter podcast that we are doing, and we will explore different techniques, motivational videos, stammering, and life-related topics, and share the experience of other guests. I know that these experiences are usually called the interviews, but we are not interviewing people in the professional manner. We are more leading a dialogue and like to understand better and that the world can understand their experiences better. And I hope to increase awareness that this is a health issue. It's not a lack of character or something like that. It's a health issue that requires a constant work. But remember, we are able to do great things. Okay, more or less that is it. We will come to this topic later. Now I want to give the floor to Pawandeep.
Thanks a lot, Miloš. I think your presentation skills are very good.
Thank
Uh,
you.
so so guys, starting off from where Miloš left, that we are able to do great things in life. So with that, this is the first real thing that we can try and do in our life to actually achieve those great things. As you all know, nowadays, communication has become such an integral part of our lives, be it our professional life where people expect us to give presentations. They also expect us to manage people. In both of these scenarios, there are different sort of a speech rate or different sort of a mindset that is required. So, for people or especially children who have a very severe stuttering issue, the flexible rate speech technique is the one to follow. Next, please, Miloš. Okay, so let's do it this way. Uh, you would have seen people having various habits. Like some people will drink alcohol, some will take drugs, some will do some gambling, someone will only eat fast food. They are actually hurting their own body, they are hurting their own spiritual self, and they are hurting themselves in the long term, but they are not knowing it while they are doing it. Stuttering, as we will like to put it, is also a bad habit. If we take it as a bad habit, which it is, we can then try to remove that bad habit into a good habit. So, what we can do, we can identify triggers and replace them with positive behaviors. We can build accountability and then we can set clear goals to achieve our aim of being a co- confident and a fluent speaker. Next, please.
Just to say that the gaming addiction for me, it's hard to abandon. So don't expect that. Okay.
Great. So let's define what a flexible speech rate technique is. The flexible rate speech technique is a speech therapy approach that helps individuals with stuttering improve their fluency by slowing down the first syllable of their word and giving brain more time to plan and speech muscles to execute. This is a very important thing. We see that in many individuals who are even quite mature, even they have this problem, though they might not have a problem of stuttering. So, what happens is that your brain and your body muscles or your speech muscles, so to be specific, require time to actually analyze what your brain is saying to you. So, when we talk really fast, what happens is that our muscles are not able to register what our brain is saying to it. So it takes time and then our speech gets distorted. So the goal of a flexible speech rate technique is to reduce stammering by focusing on relaxed and controlled speech. Now, if you can see the figure given below, uh, it
Um,
clearly shows.
I'm sorry, you could also use the
Okay,
annotation point.
here, right?
It is the pencil on in the left bottom corner.
Okay. Uh, okay. Yeah,
If
so
it's not available,
it's fine
no
for now,
matter.
I think. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. So I think so you guys can clearly see the figure at the bottom of this slide. So that is actually showing a car. So when we travel in a flat road, we feel good. We want to go long. We want to travel 400 miles in one day. When we are going in the mountains, when we are going on a bumpy road which is not paved properly, what happens is that our body starts to feel bad. We feel that we might vomit. That is the same feeling that a stutterer has. Uh, Basically, a stutterer is the car or the vehicle that is shown in that figure. Next. Okay. The key elements of flexible speech rate technique. Next. Yeah. Slowed speech. So when we are speaking at a slower pace, to give more time for the brain to plan speech movements, we actually speak better. Next, gentle onsets. We are trying to show you with a simple graph of how your speech uh, should be given that rate. So as the peak is growing in the beginning, you see what is happening is that we are starting off gently while we are then expanding the word when we are speaking the whole word. So that is what this graph is basically showing us to do. Next, next is smooth transitions. Like every chain or like every team, uh, the the most strongest of the teams will be strong only if its weakest link is strongest also. So our speech is the same. If we have those smooth transitions between words which are individual members of a team, our speech will become fluent and strong. Next. Next is the breathing. This is probably the most underrated part, but breathing is actually the main thing. When we are saying a word, that is actually the breath going out, or we are exhaling the breath of air when we are speaking the word. So, the last part that we have to do in flexible speech rate technique is breathing control. Next. Now, what are the benefits and how to practice? There are various benefits of practicing this flexible speech rate technique. Number one is, of course, increased fluency and reduced stammering. As you practice this technique over a long time, your confidence will grow in all the situations of life. And of course, your communication skills will improve along with your overall uh, viewpoint of life. What are the practical tips that we can tell you to do? That is daily practice, recording yourself when you talk. Maybe you can talk to yourself on the mirror for 20 minutes per day. And also, we would encourage you to go to some support groups. There are many, there are many Toastmasters that happen. There is one app which is called Meetup. You can maybe go there and find your support groups in your local city. Uh, yeah. So next, please. Thank
That
you
is all.
for yeah. Thank you for for seeing this video with us. Uh, right now, me and Miloš will just try to talk for the next 2 or 3 minutes in this flexible rate speech technique. Our goal is to show you how to talk in this manner, and in the future videos we will be focusing on each of those points and will be showing you how to follow it.
A very good part of the presentation, Pawandeep. I especially like that progress from slow and steady until the breathing control. One thing that I wanted to basically point the guys' attention, the presentation will be available via link in the description of the video from the Google Drive of the Unblock Your Stutter Podcast Gmail account. Basically here, I think it's very good graph. First, you need to do the isolation. So it's placement, jaw stability, precision, replication, and the syllables, initial, medial, final, so the speed will increase, words, phrases, and so on. So I think that you need to study, guys, this graph once the video is done and the presentation is available. I think you will
Yeah.
find useful. It's like a homework to you.
Uh,
from
so let's
from us to
let's
you.
yeah let's begin because we have to go also. So we have just a few
Yeah.
minutes left. So let's just probably do one thing. I will ask you a thing in that flexible rate manner. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, when you practice this flexible speech rate technique, Milos, I think that you can now maybe just, if you can maybe have the slides gone. Yeah. So,
I have
gu-
stopped sharing.
yeah. So you can now see me. Okay. This is the way to practice this way. So you have to take a deep breath. Then you have to talk in this manner. Don't
Yes.
talk in a very high volume. Talk softly. You will see the advantages of talking in this flexible rate technique manner. Now, I will ask Miloš to answer one question that I will ask him within a
Yes,
few seconds.
Pawandeep.
All right. So, Miloš, what do you think is the most important aspect of Apple iPhone?
Most important aspect of the Apple iPhone is its uh, characteristic that Apple company produce both the hardware and the software of the iPhone, and not like with Android phones when there is only the hardware of the company, but Android operating system is produced somewhere else.
Great. So, people, did you see how Miloš talk? In between, there was a stoppage, but he took it voluntarily. And then he took a deep breath again to start talking in that same manner. So this is the practice that you have to do in order to improve. We will be making specific videos on this topic now for the next 1 to 2 weeks so that all of you can see how to practice this technique. So thank you for watching.
Exactly.
Thank you
Thank you
for watching
for
us.
the attention.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Goodbye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Just.